Is that good? Okay, welcome everyone to Women's Health class. Today we are going to be going over something called the pink tax. Now, before I tell you what the pink tax is, I'm going to tell you why we are going to be going over it today. So, why going over the pink tax today? We are going to be talking about why it should be banned or removed. Now, before I go into those reasons, we're going to be talking about why I believe, or what the pink tax is first. So first, the pink tax is something such along the lines of products in stores for women that are priced at higher than men's. So basically, when you go to a store, some products that you may see on there are priced higher for women than they are for men. For example, we have these razors here. Same brand, same amount of razors. The only difference is one is blue and one is pink. But that's not the only difference. As you can see, one is clearly priced higher, almost $1 more, and that is the women's. The women's is priced at $6.39, while the men's is priced at $5.49. Almost $1 more for what? The same thing. Next, another example is this brand product, Bylie. Bylie is a deodorant for men and women, and as you can tell, they have the same price, which is great, but yet the women's is smaller than the men's, and it clearly shows the women's is smaller because it says women and men. So, while going over this today, I'm going to be talking about the reasons why I believe it should be banned. First, we're going to be going over women's physical health, financial burden it puts on women, and lastly, the mental distress that it puts on women. First, let's go over the physical part of why it hurts women. Did you know that women's menstrual products are actually very harmful to us? There are many different ways it can be harmful, but we're not going to go over all those ways today. We are going from Women's Voices of Earth. It says up to 86% of women in the U.S. use tampons. Health problems increases in breast cancer, reproductive problems, asthma, and allergic reactions. So as you can tell, many of women's health products are actually very harmful to us and are not helpful at all, except for in the ways that are needed. Now, when you get hurt, what do you go do when you start bleeding? You go get a Band-Aid, correct? Well, that's what we need to do with our pads and tampons. Yet our boxes are about $10 to $20 for something that is actually pretty harmful for us women. Next, we are going to be going over the financial burden this puts on women. Now, many of you know that as my examples, it puts about $1 more on women's products. So in the long run, it ends up making us, it doesn't look like a lot at the beginning, but it will eventually add up in the end. According to the National Organization for Women, women are paying $1,351 more per year for similar products and services compared to men. It also said that women's products cost 7% more on average than similar products for men 43% of the time. So you're telling me that basically almost half of the time women are spending 7% more than men, and it is costing us way more in the end anyway. Also, with the less product for this picture, even though it is costing the same, we have to go back sooner to get the more product, so in the end we are spending more either way. Next, we are going to be talking about the mental distress this puts on women. Now, not only does this make us feel lesser than men or makes us feel like we are profound to men, it also just makes us feel frustrated and isolated and upset, all just together because we are paying more for what reason? According to Euronews, the pink tax can be detrimental to mental health by amplifying feelings such as isolation, frustration, and anger amongst people who use products marketed towards females. This can feel like another discriminatory move, magnifying issues surrounding gender, wages, and how financial burdens impact women and men differently. All right, so after we have talked about the mental distress, let's go over what we have talked about all together in class today before I end up with some more information. First, we talked about the women's physical health that it puts on us. Obviously, as you can tell with all the examples I put out there are many things that hurt us in this way, such as the menstrual products not only costing more, but being clearly harmful. Next, the financial burden it puts on us. Clearly, we're spending a lot more money than men, and even though some products may cost the same, in the end, we have to go back earlier to just spend more money. And lastly, the mental distress it puts on us. Not only is it making us angry or making us feel left out, we feel frustrated and isolated due to the fact that we are looked at lesser than men. Now, Before I finish up here today, I have a little bit more information for you. My first information is that we have had this since the 1990s, but did you know half the researchers said that there has been nothing to go about it and no one has attended nor assessed to it. Also, my opponents will say that the pink tax is no big deal and does not be attended to or assessed to, but as you can clearly see today, I've gone over so many facts to say why the pink tax is such a mental, financial, and physical burden on us women and how much it affects us today. Now, even though this has been around for so long and nothing has been attended to, I plan today to hopefully make this speech make you all feel a bit different about it, and hopefully you guys feel like you should go do something about it as well. I want to thank you all for coming to the women's health class today, and I would like to just wrap up saying, how do you feel about this situation?